clean channel prior to changing tubes. Orange channel prior to changing any tubes. You can see the settings. Here's the amp after I've installed all 5 preamp tubes. There's the phase inverter. So here's the clean channel with the preamp tubes changed. I'm using the same settings as previous. That works. So here's the orange channel after changing tubes. I'm using the same settings as previous. And once again, I'm using the same settings as before, but now I've rebiased the tubes a little hotter. They were at 0.029 volts. They've been changed to 0.034. So here it is in clean. I'm going to try doing the orange channel now with the rebiased stock tubes. I've raised the bias from 0.29 volts to 0.34. So here it goes. Alright, so you can see in here the 3 pins. It's hard to see, but there's 3 pins there, and those are, the center is the common, and the left pin is for the left tube, and the pin on the right is for the right tube. So you can get your readings from there. Under this white cap, if you place the black and the red over on either side of this resistor, you can get the screen current. And for doing the plate voltage, you can just touch off somewhere on the chassis, right along here, with the black, and then on pin 3 of valve 2, so that would be right in there where my finger's pointing at. You can see 1, 2, 3 pins, and that'll give you the plate voltage. Got a voltmeter here set to DC volts. I've connected the black connector to the chassis, and now I'm going to measure the plate voltage by touching off on the 3rd pin of the power tube. So I've done that, and
just jumping around. 486.
Wait on. So it's
8687.
It's measuring at 487 volts. Now I'm going to measure the left and right tube. Actually, first I should turn the amp to the on position to get a reading. If you get a reading of 0, that's why. Okay, so now I've connected the common to the center post here, and I'm going to measure the test points for the left tube and the right tube. I'll start with the left. Again, in volts DC, I'm touching. And we've got a reading of 0.021 volts. Now I'm going to do the right side. I'm touching, and I got 0.024. So, as you can see, they're pretty cold. What I can do with a screwdriver is by adjusting on the left here with the screw, and on the right here I can change these numbers because currently it's running fairly cold. I'm going to adjust those. Now I'm going to measure the screens across this resistor here under the white cap, and the other white cap here, one for each power tube. So I'll do the one on the left first, touch on one side and then the other, and as getting a reading of
2618.
Point to the camera at it, so you can see it's 0.61-ish. That's good enough for our purposes. Now I'm going to do the same on the right side. Do you want to point it here? Okay, and now we're getting a 0.272-ish. 0.272. Alright, that's good. After making those measurements, I've done some calculations, and I know I want to adjust my power tubes to have a 0.034 reading, and I'll do that by adjusting here and adjusting there with these screws. So I'm going to turn these clockwise to raise the numbers up, because previously I just got the left one to be 0.021 and the right one to be 0.024, I want to raise those numbers to match at 0.034. Alright, I've adjusted the pots, and I've still got my common ground on the center. I'm going to touch off on the left now, like so. And you can see it's 0.034. Now I'm going to do the other side. And it's sitting on 3435, which is close enough. And that means it's biased, so now I'm just going to test that out.
You're not going to tweak it anymore?
Okay, so finally I've got all new preamp tubes, new power tubes. The power tubes are E34 LSs, and the preamp tubes are ECC 83s S's. The valve 1 and valve 2 we're using the Marshall high gain tubes by Groove Tubes. All 5 tubes were Groove Tubes. And I got a matched phase inverter in that same Marshall high gain package. So here's the settings, same as before, only with all new tubes. And this is on the clean channel. And finally, I'm going to do the orange channel with the same settings as before, only with all my new power tubes, my new preamp tubes, and the new phase inverter. So here it goes.